Well, imagine that. I'm posting another video. You know, sorry. Well, I'm right now in a church. Well, it's an old church. It's now a school. You probably can't see it because the window glare is too much from the sun. But it's an old church. It's now a school. And I'm just waiting for my sister. She's at a softball practice right now. And apparently it was supposed to be done at 6, but it's 6 after. So maybe it's 6:15 or even 6:30. But whatever. I'm posting this video because I'm bored, but because this church just reminded me of something I've been thinking about. But I just think it'd be so cool to have a church as your house. I know it's maybe kind of weird, but not like when this is a newer church. You can't really see it, so I'm not gonna point to it anymore. But like an old church, you know, with the steeple and the sanctuary, you know, and I mean, could you think of that? That room is so acoustically made for organs and stuff like that. That would just be a sweet entertainment room. You know, the main sanctuary. You could have a big screen TV. You know, if you got a big one with lots of land, you could have a parking lot. And I was just thinking, especially because I want to start my production company, that'd be the coolest place because you could make lots of movies because you have lots of rooms, lots of space. Some churches I know that are being sold right now, because there are a lot being sold, just because a lot of the older denominations sadly are, well, I don't know if it's sadly, I guess it depends on your view on religion, but a lot of the older denominations are losing members because the newer denominations are, you know, more suited for them. So a lot of these old, like, Catholic churches and stuff like that in my neighborhood, it used to be largely old school Catholic, are now being sold. And they have gyms in them. I mean, they've got, and, you know, and they're being sold for cheap. Because churches don't get taxed on their land, so the land will get taxed once you buy it, but to them it's nothing. So you get land and buildings that are worth a few $1 million getting sold for, you know, a couple $100,000, which would think about it what you're buying. But it'd be just so cool because you'd have a parking lot to do like car chase scenes in. You'd have, you know, just all the space. You could have separate editing rooms. You could use the sound system that's there to make sound for videos. So that's my dream house, actually. I know it's kind of weird, but to have an old classic church of some kind with lots of land, that would just be kind of neat. Well, here, let's see if I can maybe get this to work here. I'm gonna have to be slow about this, but this is through the window. But this is what this church looks like. I actually used to go to this church. Actually, you know what? Professional videography I am. I'm not even gonna open the door. It's now a school. It's called Nova Classical. Actually, my cousins go to it. But, you know, it used to be a school, then it was a church, then it was a school, then it was a church. But all of this land out here is theirs. The parking lot that we're standing on. Over there, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see the high school. That's Highland High. All that land is theirs. That baseball field is theirs. And then over my car here, all that land is theirs. You know, so it's a lot of land. You know, of course it's, you know, it's tax-free now, but of course once you buy it, it won't be tax-free. You know, but, you know, I think that would be cool. And since I posted this, and since this is YouTube and I think that it should be interactive, if anybody sees this and watches it, you know, what would your dream house be? You know, anything, a boat, a big mansion, RV, a truck, I don't know. I mean, you know, if I want to live in a church someday, I'm sure there are people that want to live in other cool and interesting places too. Obviously I can't afford to do that, but that's in the future. But yeah, either leave a comment or post a video response. Just saying, you know, what would be your ideal dream house, you know, whatever that may be. Well, anyways, again, thanks for watching.